And so, hello everybody, it's Ardeen again, and we're going to be jumping straight back into another ranked Theros Beyond Death draft. So it's going to be best of one. We did all right with best of three, but hopefully this time we're trying to pick up a few more consistent wins. Okay, I think we did reasonably well with the sideboarding, but if we can focus now on an initial deck, 40 cards, 40 plus cards, and try and win a substantial amount of games with those. Try and get our gem count back up to something respectable. Awesome. So we'll jump straight in with the rank draft, and we've got some reasonably strong cards in our opening pack. Storm Herald is the 2 in the red haste creature. That when it enters the battlefield, you return any number of aura cards from the graveyard to the battlefield attached to creatures that you control, and that's really important. Exile those auras at the beginning of your next end step. I've not really had much success with it. I think the fact that it's got 2 toughness is quite weak, and it very much depends on which cards are going into your graveyard in terms of the auras. Cling to Dust is fine, especially because of the gain 3 life and draw a card, and the fact it's an escape. But for me, I'm going to start off with either the Timuret, which I think has had it's been extremely strong so far, or the Ferocious Typhon, which is possibly one of the best commons in the set. And so I'm going to start off with Timuret. Black is extremely strong. It's an extremely strong colour. However, obviously, you see that we don't pick any more black up. The fruit is not a very strong card. So we have the Maze Warden. Black red sacrifice is good in this format. Whenever another creature becomes a target of an ability of a land you control, you may have the warden fight that creature. Now, that's not really applicable in this sort of setting. We do have the Entrancing Lyre, which, if we do get enough mana out, can be really powerful. I think I'm going to go for the warden at the minute. Although we do have a strong removal spell in the Dreadful Apathy. Let's go black-white and see where we get. Okay, very strong. Both of these cards are excellent in green. The Arachne, when it comes back, it does deal with flying creatures extremely well. Although we do have a final death, and I think picking up any removal at any stage in the draft is really key. Okay, so here is where we could potentially start to make some decisions. So if I had taken the red card over Dreadful Apathy, we would be picking up the Slaughter Priest instantly. Arrow's Blessing is also a very strong red card. But the Blight Breath, Catoblepas, is extremely strong in the later game in terms of reach. And so I think I'm going to pick this up whilst we decide on our second colour. In this setting, the red, in this pack, the red's quite weak. However, I'm fine picking up a Favoured of Iris. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under control, it gains double strike, and we can start getting some momentum there early on. Okay, one such enchantment is the Aspect of Lamprey. Oppo discards 2 cards and our creatures gain lifelink. It does bleed into the Devotion for Timuret. However, I think I'm going to be taking the Triumph. It's an instant, kills creatures power 4 or greater, and we gain 3 life. Oh, and I'm going to pick up a second one whilst we're here. Okay, so here the Wayfarer, again Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, target creature gains +1/+1. Fair, but I think the Soul Reaper is such a powerful card that we're going to be taking it. Here we could do Cling to Dust just to get rid of those pesky exile cards, but I think a second Soul Reaper is where we want to be. Sentinel's Eyes is excellent. It's a great enchantment, and it has recursion. Okay, so we'll constantly keep getting this back. Happy with that. And here I think picking up the Nyxborn Courser. It's an enchantment creature. Bronze Sword, we can put in the sideboard. A second one. Don't really see myself playing it. Okay, so actually quite a weak pack for us overall. The rare is Faster's Intervention. Okay, so basically it's either a counter spell or a draw spell. Very strong. But I think we're going to have to go for the Reverent Hoplite. When it enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 white human creature tokens equal to your devotion to white. Okay. We've picked up quite a few white cards, a double white card here. Enchantments which stick. Okay. And so I think I'm more than happy to pick it up and try it. I haven't played with the card yet, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Excellent. So, the Archon of the Falling Stars. 4/4, when it dies, return a target enchantment card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Fine. Happy with a 4/4 flyer. Okay, so Transcendent Envoy. Flying aura spells you cast, cost 1 less to cast. Omen of the Sun creates white human soldier creature tokens, and you gain 2 life. Leona of the Lost Pride. Now this will exile a card when it dies, but I think I'm going to pick up a Mogus's Favour. Okay, so I don't think we need a third Triumphant Surge, and I'm more than fine picking up an Agonizing Remorse. Have a quick peek at your opponent's library, exile 1 of the cards. You do lose a life, but a life is a resource. Okay, again, nothing really in our colours. I'm not fussed about a Rumbling Sentry, but I will pick one up, especially with it being double white for the Reverent Hoplite. Okay, here we're going to go for the Aspect. And again, not too fussed about the Soul Guide Lantern. So it would be the Rage Scared Berserker, but I'm going to pop that into the sideboard for now. I'm conscious that we're getting a little bit too top heavy. Okay, the Phalanx has been good, but I think a second Courser. Perfect. So here I'm fine picking up the Envoy. And a third Courser, maybe. Let's go to the sideboard. Okay, nothing for us here. I'll pick the uncommon just so it fills up the treasure chest. Okay, quite a weak pack too. However, here we go. This is exactly what we want. Archon of Sun's Grace. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. That's an Archon. Now that's a Pegasus, so ideally we'll pick that back up on the backswing. But a 3/4 flying lifelinker in white. Perfect. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink, and whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, you get a 2/2 Pegasus. Perfect. Okay, here we pick up an excellent removal spell, Drag to the Underworld. Can't fault that at all. And what else are we looking for here? So we possibly want to lean towards white. Okay. Flicker of Fate is a nice little trick. It helps protect our creatures and also gets rid of enchantments their side. I would normally pick up the Captivating Unicorn, but I think in this situation we want some early removal protection. Okay, and this is where we have a decision to make. We could go for Gary. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life for your devotion to black. Or we could go for the Omen of the Dead. Now this would get back our where's it gone? The Archon of Sun's Grace. I think I want to pick this up. It's also an enchantment. So I'm ever sorry, Gary. We're going to have to sideline you for a little while. Here, Maya's Grasp, excellent enchantment. And Karametra's Blessing. Target creatures get +2/+2 on turn of turn. If it's an enchanted creature or enchantment creature, it also gets hexproof and indestructible. could be a nice little spell. How am I doing for creatures? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So not perfectly for creatures. Maybe I pick up a Nyxmorn Marauder. Okay. Second Mogus's Favour? Or do I get a Grim Physician just to help us early on? I think the Mogus's Favour is where we want to be. And the Lampad will help us out early on. Agonizing Remorse, a second one, don't think I need it. Sentinel's Eyes, we have a copy, so let's pick up the Omen of the Sun. We might want to swap it around later. Second Lampad. Minions return. When an enchanted creature dies, return that creature to the battlefield under your control. So that also works if you want to bring an opponent's creature back under your control. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our Kev. So we're 44 cards. We've got a lot of enchantments. Okay. So, Rumbling Sentry. Oh. So we are going to be heavy white. But am I too heavy white at the minute? Well, I'm too top heavy at the minute. What are our options here? I want to keep 1 Sentinels. Maybe I get rid of 1 Mogus's Favour and keep this as my 3 drops. So keep. The Reverence seems quite high for what it is. I think the game plan changed. And do I want the Rumbling Sentry? It does have the Scribe, but I'm wondering whether this is where I want to be almost. 12-12. I've got a little bit of recursion in terms of the Omen of the Dead. I'm happy to play a 41 card deck. Minions Return is quite powerful, but what would it do? What would it actually do? Possibly nothing too much. It would just save one of my creatures. And as such, I think I'm going to try like this. Black, white, enchant. Okay, let's go for it and see where we get. I think I'm happy. A little bit unsure about the Flicker of Fate. For me, it was either a Flicker of Fate or a second Mogus's Favour. But we'll see where it goes. Okay, so quite a slow start, but actually we can get there with this. Tasty Cactus. So I'm going to go white and say go. And then we're going to play out the Transcendent Envoy. It's great to pick up that third land. If we can get a fourth, that would be excellent. Start protecting us in the long game. Okay. So here, because of the power of the Envoy, it means that I can cast a Maya's Grasp on the Hornbeetle, whilst at the same time casting Sentinel's Eyes on the Envoy, meaning that I'm hitting for 2 in the air every turn, and Oppo suddenly has to deal with it. The Hornbeetle is an excellent card, but you need the supporting creatures in order to start bumping it up. Okay, excellent. I can... what I will do is I'm going to attack with the Envoy, and then try and hope for our opponent to equip the Chimera in some way. I don't think they are going to, though. Okay, so here I'm going to Triumphant Surge. Okay, so Oppo's going to scry. Not ideal as we can no longer get through it. But let's see what we delve from that. Okay, not ideal here. Going to attack anyway. Oppo might think we've got Mogus's favour. Okay, so second Chimera. Okay, so here... So we can play the Cataplepus, but we need to get rid of the... familiar, which is what's holding us back. So I'm happy to pass turn here. Hope to see if they try and equip the Chimera and play Triumphant Surge, which they didn't. And see what Oppo plays out next. Gonna offer them the nice. Ah, perfect. So here I'm going to play it quite slow. In that, how many cards have I got in the library? 3. Okay, so I can't play this out twice, annoyingly. But what I can do is I can just go for combat. Oppo might let me get 2 through. I don't think they will. And I'm going to play Mogus's favour on the Chimera. And I can... Actually, no, I can play it out again on the Familiar. Getting rid of the 2 Triumphant Surges because I know I can't play them. Out. Boom. Perfect. So now the emphasis is on Oppo. I could... Now they have got enough to play one of the Chimeras out from the graveyard, which I think is what they're going to do. Okay, so they still have 1 left. Here, of course, however, I just get to play the Cataplepus out, and it kills the Chimera. And I can go in. This is excellent so far. I have used lots of removal. An enchantment removal and 2 Triumphant Surges. However... Okay. It would... Okay. It would have been ideal if I could have played Mogus's favour out this turn. But I can't, so there's no point dwelling on it. Oppo can't play either of the Chimeras. Warbriar's Blessing, excellent. So let's see what Oppo tries to do here. What's it trying to fight? Okay, so here I'm going to sacrifice this creature to draw a card. Perfect. It's excellent to see that white. That's the enchantment I'm looking to bring back. Okay, draw 2 cards. If you control a creature of power 4 or greater, draw 2 cards. Okay. So this is quite interesting. So do I play the Archon and get that flying damage in? Or do I start to put Oppo on the back foot by playing out the aspect of Lamprey? Aspect of Lamprey and Sentinel's Eyes would be fine, I guess. It would get rid of the Mogus's Favour. I don't think I can play both, can I? I can, actually. It'd have to get rid of Sentinel's Eyes. Interesting. Okay, so let's play... Let's see what Oppo gets rid of. Storyteller. Okay, that's a good card to get rid of because they would have tried to get this back. And now I am going to go for the Favour. Yes, I'm going to go for the Favour here. Getting rid of Sentinel's Eyes and Transcendent Envoy. And now I'm ready to block. Could attack him with 2, deal 3 damage, and then no. I think I'm okay for a turn. Oppo essentially... Oh, Oppo can bring one of the Chimeras back, of course. Okay, just gonna pop the lighter. So... Okay, so what's happening here? Not ideal at all. Not ideal. Okay. Arc on him. And pass. Oppo's checking out the library. So Oppo can't attack with this as it doesn't give them vigilance. And I just attack straight back with the Blight Breath in order to get the majority of that life back. So it's a big decision from Oppo now. Are they bringing the Chimera back? Potentially. I think they are. Are they looking at their deck as well? Okay. Oppo... I was going to say Oppo seems like they want to race, but perhaps not. Okay. So here for me this is a easy attack. Oppo doesn't want to block just yet. Okay. So in which case, happy to play out the Soul Reaper. And we can pass. Again, Oppo's in a predicament whereby they have to do something. Okay, happy to trade the Soul Reaper. My plan at the minute is not to get rid of any of the cards that we currently have. So now I've actually got Soul Reaper and Maya's Grasp in hand. I think at the minute I'm going to attack with the Fallen Stars. They surely have to block with the Envoy. No, they don't apparently. And there's no real favour. There's no real benefit for me to play out the Favour. Especially because I would have to get rid of Maya's Grasp, which, if the Archon was to die, that would actually be one of the... Okay, so now Oppo has to block this. Play a land and pass the turn. Okay. Gains 2 life. And we'll crack it to try and scry something to the top. Now there's enough in there to get one of the loathsome chimeras back. But is it too late for Oppo? Okay, scry both to the bottom. And expect Oppo to concede. Okay. Okay, that's a good start to best of one life. Pick up those coins, and here we go again. Jump straight into the second game. YV day. Okay, not ideal, but we do get Timuret out on turn 2. Can't possibly win now that our Oppo has got some fantastic lands out. Adam Paquette. Okay. What does this give you? +2. Nice. Okay, so here I'm going to have to pass, aren't I? Sensational lands, really good. Okay, so Oppo will go in for 1 with the Avenger, 2 rather. Perfectly fine. And here I go with the Flicker. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Marauder for now. So it increases the defense here, and also we have a 4 toughness. So let's see if Oppo decides to do anything with the sword. If they do, it becomes a prime target for the Triumphant Surge next turn. Okay. Okay, so if no other control is attached to it, return it to that. So that's indestructible. I think it will become a problem, and as such I'm more than happy to get rid of that for the time being, I think. Yes. Okay. So gain 2 life from that, or let's pass the turn. Let's see what we come up with here. Now Oppo will no doubt try to put this on the Avenger, which is fine. No blocks. Sacrifice. Take 2. And will Oppo equipped? No, just a... Okay. So here, whilst Oppo is more or less tapped out, I should have possibly have done this last time, but here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pass the turn. And see what Oppo does. I've got the Flicker of Fate, if an enchantment is played. Okay, so this is fine, I believe. Bringing this back. Ah, yes. Okay, no blocks. So I'm down to 13. So here I think I just play out my hand. Play the Corsair. Play the Vigil. And now I wait. Would be interested in starting to get rid of Oppo's graveyard. Okay. Not a problem at all, if you'd like to. Happy to make this double block. No doubt Oppo has some sort of trick. What do you do? Convert a mana cost 2 or less. Okay. Oppo did not. Wow. Interesting. In which case, Dawn Evangel and Nyxmore Marauder. Happy to get rid of both of those. Okay. Pop down another. And yeah, let's go for it. I don't know what Oppo is planning on doing. Okay, I can block that. No, I can't actually. I can't block that. Interesting. Oppo should move the sword over. Pass the turn, do they? Actually, no. Pass to attackers. No, my turn. Cool. Yeah, more than happy to get rid of those cards. And try to Underworld, yeah. Let's get rid of them all. Okay, so this is where we could be in a problem. In that we do need... This does not draw us a card. Interesting. We could attack with both. That could be a play. We could attack with both, deal 2 to them. They'll deal 4 to us. Okay. Rather than that, we're just sat here, so let's go for it. Let's try and entice some blocks, maybe. Oppo must know I'm bluffing, surely. That's fine. Okay, so what Oppo... I was going to suggest that Oppo move the bronze sword over to the lampad and attack with both. Nice. So now the game plan is flawed, potentially. I mean, just exile all the cards that I can. Okay. It's not ideal, of course. Becomes a 2/4. Not ideal in the slightest here. But it gets them to discard whatever card they've got in their hand. Not so good. Okay, so Oppo's going to go into it for another 4. After all the grief I gave Temple Thief, nice. Okay, not a problem at all. Okay. Not ideal in the slightest. Okay. So what's Oppo going for here? Timoret. Sacrifice Timoret. And Oppo goes into... Okay. It's not looking good for us. So actually, all Oppo needs to do here is that was a mistake. So what Oppo needed to do there was untap with that, tap the land pad, and just attack for 7. Not entirely sure why Oppo isn't. Okay. Not ideal. We flooded quite a lot there, but we were, for the majority of the game, in control. We very much had it. Okay. But let's jump back in. Let's keep the momentum going and see what we can do from here. Okay, so nothing too much. However, Oppo does go first, which gives us a little bit of buying time. Maybe we can get a small creature going. As such, I'm going to start with a swamp, just in case we do pick Timoret up in the in the first couple of turns. Getting that extra land isn't exactly what we wanted. Okay, and our creature is quite the hefty cow, the Archon. Okay. Losing Chimera. It can hit for quite a lot, so I'm going to Dreadful Apathy here, just because it's one of those cards which does have resurgence, so it can come back from the battlefield. Okay, so here I'm more than happy to play out the Corsair. So what's Oppo thinking here? One of its own. Perfect. Okay, so here I am going to... Ideally, I would have had an extra land in play so that I could have got rid of their last 2 cards in their hand and played this. So, do I Flicker of Fate? No, because on their turn they're just going to kill it. So I'm going to Flicker of Fate now. Bring it back and give it Sentinel's Eyes. So now they can't attack with the Chimera. Okay, Oppo has 6 mana, so you would assume has some pretty hefty... Pass the turn, perhaps? So what do I do here, then? Do I... white aspect. Good card to get rid of, I must say. And here, I am more than happy to... Okay, calm down. Here, I'm more than happy to... Am I? Let's hold back. There's no need to rush. I can't do anything there. Okay, so actually I'm just going to wait and try and get down the... that's a shame. Okay, what's Oppo got? Sentinel's Eyes. Sentinel's Eyes on the Chimera, most likely. Yeah. Wow, didn't attack. Interesting. Archon. And... When it dies, return an enchantment card from the graveyard. It's still on it, that's why. Okay. Could ideally do with getting that off that Chimera at some point soon before they dispel it. So what's the plan here? Okay, let's trade these off. Okay. So we have lots of options now. So we've got 7 mana in play. So I can get rid of 4. They're both in the... Let's exile. Let us exile this. Just because. And then I can play Sentinel's Eyes, getting rid of the Remorse and the Flicker, 2 spells that we can't get back. And now I'm attacking for 5 each turn, and Oppo hasn't got anything to get rid of it. End of turn I will activate the Dreadful Apathy. Just to get rid of it. Beautiful. Okay, so here, whenever another creature enters, here I think I just suit up the Archon and attack, leaving up a Final Death. It's a 7/4 flying cow. What are you doing about it, Oppo? Okay. That's till the end of turn, right? Cool. Okay. Beautiful. Right, so Oppo's in trouble now. This needs to be a kill spell for the Archon. So Devotion to Green. So that, at the minute that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're gonna go back up to. Oh, okay. Sorry, Oppo. I didn't mean to rope you there. I was just talking through the play. Okay. So these games are coming thick and fast, actually. Anki Saber. Okay. Good start. Would have swapped one of these planes for a swamp, but we got it anyway. Just ask and the cards will come. Okay, Tyrant Mystic. think I'm okay to take the hit at this point. Happy to get rid of 2 cards. No luck. A couple of lands would be great. Magic is so easy if you just know what you're asking for. Okay, so now if I play Moses' Favour, the Soul Reaper, suddenly now I've got blocks on both of these creatures. If they play anything larger, next turn we could use Triumphant Surge, but Oppo could well be mana screwed. Okay, so Oppo... Oppo obviously has a spell to get rid of this. Happy to get it out of the hand in exchange for the Soul Reaper. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so here I'm going to go for Timurat and just go in for 3. And hopefully I can beat out of my participant, my opponent rather, before they mill me. Interesting to see they didn't go in for 1 there. Okay, so can't really do anything at the minute. That Nexus Wardens is quite a threat for us in terms of holding us back. So let's make sure we can get the Archon out. Okay. Not ideal. Okay. So this is where... Beautiful. Okay, so here, do we give them an attempt to get rid of... do we give them an opportunity to kill Timurat? That would be devastating, surely. I think we do. Let's just give them an opportunity. They opted not to. Okay, so they've gone full out mill. Interesting. Let's start gaining life. Oppo has to discard. It's likely going to be blue cards due to them being limited in blue. Wow, they got rid of Hydra's Growth. Interesting. So again, happy to go in with both. Or do I just want to hold this back now? I'll just play the slow game. I think I do, actually. Beautiful. Enter. Okay, so that's a good card, which I can't do anything about, sadly. Mills me for 2. Gains them 2 life. Perfect for me. Anything from Oppo? My turn. Get rid of these 2 cards. Make sure they can't come back. Stunning. So we need them ideally to get one more green card. Okay. Opposed deck is actually quite powerful. Okay, so play another green creature and I will take Renata off the board. Apathy. Interesting. So what I feel like doing here is... So do I get rid of Renata now or do I just play the slow game? I feel that I force. Oppo might have a... Interesting, interesting. Okay. Give them a nice... Wow, all of these things happening. 1, 2, okay. Hexproof. Okay. Nothing I can do here. Except for no attacks and pass the turn. Nice. Interesting. I completely forgot about that. Okay. The Hippocampi. That card's doing work. Okay. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. Do I attack with both, try and get some deaths? And if I do, I bring the Sentinel back. I think I do. Okay. This isn't exactly what I want to do, but... Okay, so here I'm going to clearly kill these two Towering Mystics. Wow. This is going to be a very hard game to win. With the exception that now I can play Mogus's Favour. Okay. We might be in with some element of a shout here. Wow. Okay, that's what I was hoping for, to kill off Singer. think here I'm going to go for Sentinel's Eyes on the Arkham. Getting rid of a couple of lands. Okay, and then also I want to cast Magus' Favour on the Lionfish. Again, getting rid of a couple of lands. That's exceptional. That's fine for me that they've lost that. Okay, and here we go. Let's hit with this. Okay, 6 cards left. What has Oppo got that they can... Okay, so here I'm going to cast Magus' Favour on this Pegasus. Getting rid of these 2 swamps. Then I get another Pegasus. And I get to attack in with all of these. It could be a tight one. Would you have Oppo? Okay. Phew, another one. Okay, so I could have a win here. Does that 1, 2 good game. Good game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 1 turn too short. 1 turn too short. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. What if I'd have put... I could probably have won the game if I had have gone to put the apathy on the flying creature instead of the reach creature. No, because they would still have... They may have let me apathy the creature, but they would still have put the block on the reach creature. We'll see. Can't dwell over games. People make different decisions. Okay. So, Tim right here. Omen of the Sea is perfectly fine. Okay, let's see what Oppo does this time. The Instructor. Okay. So here I am going to use the Agonizing Remorse just to kind of see what's going on in their hand. Lots of kind of more minor things, and get rid of most of these actually with... I'm going to get rid of the turtle. It's a weird one, but I think it's the right decision. Favour... No, there's no point with favouring this now. Let's wait. Likely, so let's hope this is not a land. And let's hope they play out the Proteon. Getting back the fish, interesting. Okay. So they play the fish. Ah, I should not have played. Interesting. Okay, that was a mistake on my part. I should not have played that black last turn. So let's see if they crack one of these. It's a little bit of a race, which is fine by me. Okay. Get rid of the fish. Gain a life. They'll crack one of these in response, no? Interesting. Okay, so now, do I attack in? Interesting that they didn't play any. Let's see what they have. Okay, so here I am happy to get. Is this going to get exiled? No, just draw 2 cards. Interesting. Draw what card? Oh, draw a card. Okay. Okay, so nothing for me to get back with the Omen of the Dead. If they attack him with this, here we go. So here, more than happy to attack him with both. See what Oppo does. Okay. Interesting. So I don't know if this is a good trade or not, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to play out the Nyxborn Courser. Okay. So all the time I'm being mindful that they have the mantle. But I think I go here. See what they try and do. So they try and put that in as a trade. Cassian with the Dead. Not really got much to go for at the minute. And then deal the damage. They might cast that, which is fine because I'm going to flicker it. And they'll lose the mantle. And then what have they got in the graveyard? I can exile, try and exile as much card draw for them as possible. Okay. Play that as well, just because I can get rid of the other 2. More than happy to get rid of that. Now, do I... Okay, that's a shame. I should have... I made a mistake there in that I should have on my upkeep. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so here I think I'm going to attack with the Courser. Nice. And pass. Okay, Oppo is busy digging now. They may well use both of their omens. 2 on top. They will not. Crack him. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Okay. Okay, so Oppo scries another 2. This time both going to the top again. Playing the Nyx Spawn and getting rid of both of the omens. Okay, end turn. Of note, Oppo is also splashing what I presume to be... Okay. Can't do anything about that. My turn. Wow, the flood is very much real, and I think this is going out of control. Seaguard is excellent. Okay. Okay, so I need something in the air. Need something in the air immediately. Should I have digged there? Should I have dug for cards? I don't know. I want to get that last card out of Oppo's hand. Okay. Drats. Okay. Excellent. I mean, our opponent has come back with meaning. They're really doing well. Okay, so they put 2. Now we're getting quite large. So Oppo is going in for the attack. I will Timret, who I will exile a couple of cards, and in response I will also sacrifice it. Beautiful. The question is, do I play Maya's Grasp before they start sacrificing these tentacles? I think I do. I think I do. Okay. No attacks. Okay. That's even things up slightly for me now. And we have the Archon. Beautiful timing. So Oppo needs to deal with the Archon this turn. Boom. We've got the win. That was an exceptional game. We got the right cards at the right time. Nothing more we could have done. I do feel we only had a couple of turns left if we didn't get that kill spell. But perfect. And on to the next round. Okay, Luckstar. Right, so another quite slow start, but all we need, we're on the draw, and all we need is to pick up that plains. Okay, so minimize prophecy. Both on the bottom, interesting. Gonna go for agonizing remorse, and oh, brilliant, memory drain 4. So the opponent has no more lands. Gonna get rid of the drag to the underworld. Just on the off chance. Okay, choose a card name. It might be irrelevant for them, or will it be Naiad if they hit the land? I think it will be. That'd be my guess. Yeah. So that means they haven't hit a land yet. Interesting. So now we're going to go for Favoured Iris. They're going to play Night of Hidden Codes, which is lovely. However, I'm going to go and pop on the... what shall I do? I could get one of these out of their hand. Going to go for the Marauder. Just give it double strike. See if they will take the swap. Okay. Now let's see what Oppo does. Ideally, I want them to get rid of, I don't know, another mana and one of, so maybe the Wave Rider. Perfect. And now I am going to go for the Aspect to see if I can get rid of a couple of cards out of their hand. Okay, not ideal, but I'm happy to kill the Wave Rider, very much so. Gains me 4 life, gets rid of a creature which can become problematic in the long game. Perfect. Now they do know I've got the Triumphant Surge. Okay, so let's try and get the memory drain out of their hands now. Perfect. And in doing so, I will bring back the what shall I do? I'll bring back the Marauder, just because it's a relatively strong card. Especially if they're lacking creatures, I want to get in for as much damage as possible. Okay, what's Oppo doing with their cards? Both on top. Okay, interesting. Okay. And are they going to use that? Exile 5 other cards if they do. Be a big turn for them. They are doing so. Wow. Just to draw that one card, which was a land. Okay. So getting the Marauder out. Popping the Swamp just so I can scry. Pop full control mode on. Want to scry on upkeep. End of combat. Actually, no, I don't need to, do I? I can do it. I can do it on my turn. I don't know what I was thinking there. Let's take that stop off. Okay, a second Triumphant Surge. Not ideal, but Oppo does not know I've had it. Oppo does not know I've got it. And as such, Okay. Very much happy for this trade. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Oppo's hand now is fully stacked again. So it's a full grip. 19 cards left. I've got 26. It's important to remember that first round death games do oftentimes go to mulls. That's fine. So Oppo is trying to get one of the Triumphant Surges out of my hand. Well, the Triumphant Surge out of my hand, because they do not know that I have two. Okay, and as such, before that hits the ground, more than happy to get rid of that. Gain those 3 life. Okay, so let's swing in for 4, see what Oppo does. Do they take the hit, or do they... Interesting. They have a turtle. This is where the Mogus's Favour would have come in fantastically, but no, that's fine. So, I'm expecting one of them to be icky fished. So on you, Oppo. It's very much on you. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice this now, just because I want to draw that card. Okay. Mogus's Favour. Now this could be perfect. I'm not entirely sure what Oppo has in their hand. We might see another card now. But what it allows us to do is... Okay, gain. That's good. I might... Okay. Let's swing in. See if they block with the turtle. Play Mogus's Favour, just to see what they have in their hand. Okay, exceptional. Now I think the coast is clear for a Timuret, unless they're holding out. They are. No, they're not. Okay, and end turn. Pass to Oppo to see what they do. Are they going to flash in? Okay, a card draw spell. Okay, Oppo, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? Is Oppo still with us, do you think? It'd be a shame if this is the way that our game ends. Ah, Matt Wayne, you're right, Giz. Absolute shambles tonight, mate. Okay. So Oppo's using all their time. Not ideal. So this will sacrifice itself next turn, because we want to keep the Marauder around. but we'll use this opportunity to get rid of a couple of the cards in their graveyard. Okay. So we sacrifice Timoret. Don't need to use ability myself. And excellent. Okay, so we can attack him with the Marauder. Don't think they'll block. And we can just pass the turn. Very much happy to keep these two cards up. Okay, so that's a perfect creature to use the Maya's Grasp on. And Flying Cow is always a nice addition as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not enough to do both this turn. Opponent could have counter spells, so I'm happy to try and get rid of the Wave Rider with the Maya's Grasp, but they'll likely sack it to the land pad. Okay, and if they do, I will load up the Marauder, getting rid of any 2 cards in the graveyard, and then start to put some pressure on our opponent, who could chump, but if not, they take 6. Perfect. Okay, so happy to try and get another attack in. If our opponent's not doing anything, it's likely that these 2 cards in their hand are lands. And as such, I'm going to play the Archon. And our opponent will probably concede if they don't draw anything. Okay. A little bit too little too late. And this is perfect. So we play the Blight Breath. We kill the Reflection. And then we just attack for 10. Our opponent has to block with the Lampad. Should have sacked the Reflection there and then, but didn't. Will sack itself though to deal 1 damage to me. Gain a life. But now our opponent is in a really bad way and concedes. Awesome. So 4 wins, 2 losses. 3 games left. Hopefully. Pack Attack. I played Pack Attack a few times actually. Okay. Really strong opening hand, a little bit of everything. Got some early play, got some late play. Perfect. So happy to... Can't play out the Mugs' favour unless we have a creature in play. So let's have a look at their hand to see what they're about. Okay. So nothing really too troublesome. The Flummox Cyclops, we will be attacking him with quite a few creatures, so not too fussed about that. The Pegasus could be a little bit of a problem, but they won't get that out until turn 4. The Evangel is an issue. However, I think if we've got some early plays, we want to be getting rid of this Omen. Okay, so hopefully that'll buy us a little bit of time. Oppo likely will not have a 2-drop. And this Maya's Grasp is excellent against either the Pegasus or the Evangel. So we're going to start by getting out the Favor of the Rias. So they're going to drop the Corsair, no doubt, which is fine. This gets double strike whenever we play an enchantment. I'm thinking... we could put some pressure on our opponent by playing the Favour. It does put us back a turn, but we could potentially gain 8 life. So let's have a go. So Oppo takes 8. Oh, we don't gain 8 life, sorry. Our opponent loses 8 life, which is huge. Okay, so they're going to play out the Cyclops. Or not. The Pegasus. Excellent. So, exactly like what we wanted, we want to kill the Pegasus before it starts gaining them life. And again, we get double strike, so unless our opponent blocks, they go down to 4. Wow. Okay. And what's coming next? Are they going to play the Cyclops? They've had to play... Wow. Okay. That's perfectly fine by me. Going to play the Marauder. The Favour of the Irises can't attack or block, thanks to Dreadful Apathy. But that's fine. Getting a little bit... Okay. It's weird how they offered to sack that instead of playing out the Cyclops, but then again, I guess they did have this. Right, so... No blocks from me there. So... I'm quite limited in what I can do. If I play the Mogus's Favour, it gets... it'll get exiled. But I think that's worth doing. Let's play it out. We exile these 2 enchantments to bring this back from the graveyard. It dies, but in dying it gets to exile a card, which will exile that. Perfectly fine. If I attack, what happens? They block with this. If I attack, they have to block. They'll bring back the Pride. Does it come back to the battlefield? No, it comes back to the hand, and they can play both out next turn. Worth getting it off the battlefield. Ah, they're double blocking. Fantastic. In which case, I will get rid of the Corsair. They're going to play the Cyclops, but that's fine. I can kill that straight out with the Triumphant Surge. Or, what are my other options? It has reach. So, by me playing the Flying Cow, our opponent will not attack with this next turn because it will want to hold it back in an attempt to block here. But I can just kill it with Triumphant Surge and go in for the win. So that's inconsequential. It does absolutely nothing. Okay. Our opponent... Okay. That's quite sloppy play by our opponent because now they can't win. Good game. I'll show him that we had the world. Brilliant. Okay, these last few games are going quite quick. Okay, so hopefully we can pick up the last 2 wins and get the top prize. Crowley. Okay, so this is a reasonable starting hand. It's not as fast as I normally like, but I'm sure we can do something with it. Okay, Swamp go. Play the Lampad, and then let's see what our opponent has in response. Okay, Oracle not ideal. We could equip the Lampad with the Sentinel's Eyes, and they'll trade, but we would lose the Lampad. But it would buy us. It would buy us a bit of a turn. So I think that's a trade we are happy to make. Oh, okay, interesting. Our opponent didn't want to trade that off, so is that scary or interesting? So, no, because it needed to pump itself. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to go for another 2. Oppo flashes in the Gull. Okay. It's going to double block. Get rid of the Oracle. That's a really excellent play by our opponent. Okay, and then now maybe too little, too late. I'm going to have a look at our opponent's hand. Oh wow. Okay. So another Oracle. Although they do have a Maze Warden, which is quite powerful on this board. I'm going to get rid of the Maze Warden. Exile it from their hands. And this looks like a game I'm on the back foot for. Okay. So our opponent will go for 2. Okay. So we do have Final Death, but it would be a waste. They'll play out the Omen of the Sea now. Scry 2, draw a card. All these things are excellent for our opponent. Okay, so we will be in good shape if we pick up any other land. We can get the Flying Cow down. I don't even know what that art is. Okay, our opponent puts 2 cards onto the bottom of their library, which is good for us. Now the question is, will our opponent pump up their Oracle? If they do not, okay. And so they will play out, presumably, a Chimera. Okay, so they're splashing black. They probably have the giant thing that makes me discard cards. I don't want to get too much on the back foot, so I'm going to use a Final Death there just to knock down the amount that I'm going to be taking. Okay, excellent. So here I'm going to... I can't get too far behind, so I need to play out the Archon of the Falling Stars. Okay. If our opponent attacks with both, I'm not going to block. So I'm not going to block here, and our opponent will buff up their Oracle, presumably. Okay. Ah, they've played out the Ox. Okay, that's not what we wanted to see. Okay, so what does that do again? It escapes with a counter on it. So what I'm going to do is 2 cards in the graveyard. So we're going to buff up a flying cow, and this will allow us to attack in for 5. Okay, so our opponent needs to do something. I think they might have it. They could be splashing for Final Death, another one of those. Okay, so opponent's going into combat. Okay, so here is a risky one. Do I let them pump and get them with a Triumphant Surge? Block first or not? No blocks. I'll see if they want to pump. They're also having the same discussion in their minds. They don't, so they're just going to deal us 2. Okay, and the Manticore is quite dangerous for us. So together these cards cost 7. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Triumphant Surge the Manticore. Am I? Our opponent could have us here if they... No, okay. So I gain a little bit of life. Obviously I draw that land. Obviously I draw the land. And we go into combat. Okay, so down to 8 is our opponent. I drop the Soul Reaper and end the turn. Okay, our opponent is digging for something. But what do they have? Taking the time thinking about it, whatever it is. They can't attack with the Ox because I can block. Okay. They can't attack with the Ox because I can block with the Fallen Stars, but now they also can't attack with the Incendiary Oracle. They're boxing themselves into a corner, and they may have to trade the Gull next turn. It's the only thing that can reach it. What are you thinking, Oppo? Okay, pass. Any combat? As soon as you give this 5 toughness, it becomes quite competitive. Although our opponent does have a card that lets them deal 5 damage if they sacrifice a creature. Okay. So they have a second Manticore. Excellent. This card couldn't have come at a better time. Essentially, it gives lots of lifelink. But first of all, we're going to attack. Make sure nothing else has reached. And I've just been. So first of all, we're going to attack with the Archon just to see if our opponent flinches. They take it, and now our opponent is in trouble. They may well concede, or they may go in to try and deal some last minute damage. Okay, so they're digging even more now. They're looking for something that can get rid of this. But I don't think our opponents can deal enough damage to kill me this turn. They're going to probably attack with everything. And now we need to make some decisions. So, pass to blockers. Okay. So I think our opponent is just chancing. However, what if they're not? So, if we block like that, our opponent goes in, gets 12, but we gain 3 back. Okay, that's not good enough for my liking. So maybe I have to block like that, and we risk a potential blowout. But I think our opponent might be bluffing. Let's see. This would be a devastating way to lose, if so. This has been an excellent game. But what is our opponent doing? So our opponent is buffing the Ox, by the looks of it, with something to kill the Archon, but it needs to deal with both of our flying threats. And I don't think... Okay. So that could kill this... So was it? It's going phase. Does this do it? I think it does. Wow. Oh wait, no. So our opponent will... Okay, so our opponent thinks that they may have forgot this as lifelink. So I think we finish with 3 life. Good game. Excellent. Okay. Awesome. Make the cow even bigger. Create a Pegasus. Get rid of the last 2 cards in their hand. And we attack for 8 for the win. Excellent. Okay, perfect game. So, how many games have we got left? Okay, so we've got 6 wins, 2 losses. On to the final game. Make or break. Eric Leto. Great name. Okay, so not the strongest opening hand we've ever had. We've got lots of early cards, and we do have a chance of getting Archon of Sun's Grace out on turn 4, which will potentially win us the game on the spot. Happy to try it. Okay, so Transcendent Envoy. Now all of our okay, excellent. Now all of our aura cards cost 1 less to cast, and as such, I'm going to gear up the Sentinel's Eyes, and I'm going to go for 2. So I would normally play out the Lampad, however, I think our opponent's going to flash in the Omen. No, I wouldn't normally play out the Lampad, but if I play an enchantment or an enchantment creature, which this is, when I have the Archon, it creates another Pegasus. Now that's really powerful. I can't believe that our opponent doesn't have anything for 3 mana in their hand. So I'm going to, instead of risking having this dispelled next turn or countered, I'm going to play out the Timurit, try and get whatever counter spell they have in their hand. It's the Exile one. Deny the Divine. Perfect. So although we do lose a really powerful card in Timuret, okay. So this would be perfect for me to have played out Archon, but I don't believe that our opponent doesn't have anything in their hand for 4 mana. We can test that by playing out the Lampad. See if our opponent goes in for the counter. So they do have something because there was a delay. Okay. So although it would have been excellent to get Archon out, we do want to get that counter spell out of their hand. I'm more than happy for them to keep wasting their turn. Okay, so what are you wanting to do, Oppo? Kraken. Okay, that's an excellent card, but in this situation it could be the worst thing that our opponent has done. Straight away I can play out the Archon. Have no fear that it will be countered, but as our opponent got a kill spell for it, that's going to be the kicker. If they don't, then the game may be over. Okay. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world at all. Although that does prevent it doing all of its abilities, etc., etc., what it doesn't do is prevent us from using Flicker of Fate. So Flicker of Fate will get our creature back. Well, it will take our creature away momentarily, bring it back out of exile as a new copy of itself, and now we can start to generate Pegasus by casting these aura spells. Okay, so our opponent is in a situation whereby again they need to deal with it. They've already used one kill spell. Okay, so this doesn't dampen its ability. It still allows them to draw. Okay, so wow, this couldn't have come at a better time. Our opponent may well scoop when I cast this. Okay, so now the game becomes extremely simple. We just attack in for 7. We gain 5 life, we pass to our opponent, and we say, what do you have? They're going to bring back the Witness of Tomorrows. They're going to play next turn, but it's too little too late. There's nothing that our opponent has, I don't think, that can stop us from winning this game. Okay, so that's a really good card, but it's still not enough. Our opponent needs to do at least 2 things, but they've only got capacity for one of these cards to be played. So it's likely that our opponent might concede here, given the good game. Okay, excellent. Perfect. So yeah, so although we had a relatively rocky start with the deck, it was excellent to see that we was able to pick up the 7 wins in the end. So we take away 950 gems, 2 packs of cards, and we kind of retain our dignity by not bombing out again in these drafts. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube video, and also follow me on Twitch at @_Dean. Cheers.